Marvel Rivals has been unveiling new info on the upcoming Season 1, while also hiding some hints towards future content. Let's have a look. In case you spent the last 2 days in, the Marvel Hotel in Disneyland Paris, like I did. Such a gorgeous hotel. Well, you might have missed some big updates on the upcoming first real season for Marvel Rivals. Season 1, Eternal Night Falls. But do not worry, in this video, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of everything that they announced, what we can expect from other announcements in the coming days, and even some of those things that they've been hiding right at the end. But let's start with the season itself. As I said before, it is the first real season, meaning that it is going to last 3 months instead of 1. And it is going to be broken up in 2 parts. Now, currently, they're mostly talking about the first half of the season. In 7 weeks, we'll get more updates on the second half. The battle pass that comes with the season is also going to be double this size, so we can expect 10 costumes or skins throughout this battle pass. And all of them are going to be themed according to the season. What that is exactly, I'll explain in a second. But we got a look at a few of them, and they look pretty badass. The battle pass itself will of course be double the price, so that is 990 lettuce, but you'll be earning back 600 lettuce and 600 units throughout the season by completing the battle pass. Alright, about the theme for the season. The story is based on a very recent series of comics called Bloodhunt. It actually set up the currently ongoing One World Under Doom storyline. Now in those comics, Blade uses the Dark Force to black out the sun and plunge the world in darkness. He ends up biting a few heroes, pisses off a lot of people, including his own daughter, Bloodline, who actually teams up with the Avengers, or those that are left, and Vlad Dracula, of all people, to try and stop Blade. Turns out, however, that Blade is actually possessed by the spirit of the first ever vampire, Varney. It's a whole thing that ends up making Dr. Doom the Sorcerer Supreme. That is not a good thing. Now, in Marvel Rivals, it's actually Vlad Dracula that blacked out the sun using Chronovium. So it is definitely different, but we'll have to wait and see how this whole story is going to unfold. Now, all of it is set in New York, which is also the scene for 3 new maps that will be coming throughout this season. Now, Central Park might be coming in the second half of the season because they have not talked about the game mode that is tied into that map throughout any of the developer updates. However, Doctor Strange Sanctum Sanctorum on Bleecker Street, it is the scene for a new arcade mode called Doom Match, which basically looks like it is that match, 8 to 12 people. And Midtown is going to be a convoy map that has Herbie, the robot assistant of the Fantastic Four, as payload. I think he might be in the Fantastic car and have that distressed face that we saw in that image. Now, the reason that Herbie is the payload is because the Fantastic Four are the heroes that are trying to stop Dracula. So all 4 of those heroes are going to be added to the roster throughout the season. The first 2 are going to be Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman with the launch of the season, and later in mid-season they're going to add the Thing and the Human Torch. But that is 4 heroes in 1 season. However, that is not their goal for future seasons. Throughout one of the updates or interviews they did state that this season has the double amount of content that a normal season should have. So for Season 2, we can expect 2 heroes on 1 map, which is still going to expand his hero roster rather fast. That is still 8 heroes a year. Now, we got to see some of Mr. Fantastic's gameplay in the trailer they released. By the way, is there anybody else that noticed that Mr. Fantastic looks really close to John Krasinski, who played him in the last Doctor Strange movie, but that he sounds like a very disgruntled math teacher, or at least my disgruntled math teacher. Anyways, he is a duelist, which is very surprising, especially after we got a first look at his kit, because his kit is very defensive. His main ability is this punch that he does with his stretchy arms, kinda like Groot does, and Venom in a way, but I think the range is substantially longer. And it most likely also does a bit more damage. His right click is some type of grapple, where he grabs 2 enemies and slams them together, doing damage, but also kind of conveniently positioning them in front of him. His shift is a very impressive reflect. In the trailer, he actually reflected an Iron Man ult, and his E is kind of special. It has 2 charges, but there's more to it. You can use it both on friends and foes. It basically kind of grapples him towards his target. Now, I don't know what it does to a friendly target. Maybe it gives him a short shield or something. But when he does it on an enemy, it definitely looks like he does damage and even stuns them for a really short time. But what it also does is kind of fill this meter. All of his abilities do, but this one seems to add quite a chunk. And when that meter hits 100, it will allow him, I presume when he uses his E ability again, to blow it up for a short time and deal a lot of damage. And I also think he takes less damage while doing so. Now his ultimate also has him bloating up while he's jumping up and basically clobbering down. And it looks like he does so much damage. Seriously, he looks like a toddler that is having a hissy fit. I saw quite a few of them this weekend. Disney. We also got to look at his first skin, the Maker, aka Ultimate Reed Richards, which is basically a supervillain version of Mr. Fantastic. And in that same video, we got a glance at the first skin for his wife, her Malice costume. And just a few hours ago, we got the trailer for the Invisible Woman's kit. She is a strategist, but with some nice defensive and peeling abilities. Her main ability is this dual projectile that both damages enemies and heals friendly targets, much like we've seen with other strategists like Luna Snow. But it has a bit of a twist. It has this boomerang effect to it. So when she shoots it, it comes back. So one projectile could damage an enemy but heal someone on your team on the way back. Interesting. Right click is a protective shield that she will drop in front of a friendly target. Now it looks like she can jump to that shielded target by pressing F, but I'm not sure. It's not explained. And she also has a team up with her husband that they didn't really explain. But if I had to take a guess, I think it has something to do with these shields. We'll see. Space has her lunging back while also pushing any enemy in front of her back. After which she can slow them down using her shift, which drops this huge slowing field bubble that does a tiny bit of damage to anybody standing in it. And when she uses E, she makes this huge force field in front of her, which allows her to push anybody that gets caught into it back, but judging by the tooltip that you get to see when she uses the ability, it could also pull someone in. So that might be used on both friendly and enemy targets. Now Ultimate allows her to hide anybody that is within the radius of that ability for as long as they stay within that radius. Now whoever is in that ability can still damage out, but people that are standing outside can't really see what's happening. Now enemies that are caught within the ability can try to get out, but they'll get slowed, and so will those that try to get in the force field. Now for your teammates, that force field will also heal them, but not in those spectacular numbers that we've seen in some of the other strategist ultimates. But all in all, it is an interesting kit with some very unique elements. I do think we'll have to wait another few weeks till we get to see the kits for both the Thing and the Human Torch, since they will be released in the second half of the season. The last bit of news that I have to share with you is that there are going to be balancing changes. Jeff is getting some changes to help predict his ultimate a little easier, because that currently can be an issue, and both Hela and Hawkeye are getting nerfed, which I think is a good thing. While Cap, Venom, Wolverine, Storm and Cloak and Dagger are all getting buffed. For competitive, they are resetting the ranks in the sense that you're going to start 7 tiers under where you ended for Season 0. So unless you made it well into Gold, you're going to go back to Bronze 3. Now, about those hints I was talking about earlier. First off, in Midtown you can see this huge robot that has stalled, that seems to be stuck. That is a Stark Sentinel. It basically is a Sentinel, which are mutant hunters with an upgrade made by Stark, or based on Stark's technology. Very cool to see one of those standing there in the middle of New York, but it is kind of sus that they would be doing this right now on this map. Second, it is New York, so this is kind of an expected teaser, but I can see a few Fisk references. Now, I did a video a few weeks ago kind of going over all the small hints that we can find on the different maps that point at future heroes. And Fisk, aka Kingpin, was one of them. So this is not the first time that they're kind of hinting at Fisk joining the roster one day, which would be cool. Third, there is this one spray that you can see in the trailer that looks like something is missing, like they're hiding something. I might be wrong, this might even be an existing spray that is just kind of a weird effect that they're throwing there. But I feel like something is going on there. My spider senses are tingling. Or I might just need to go to the toilet. Yeah. In any case, when Season 1 starts on January 10th, which is next Friday, I'll be going through all of those new maps looking for other hints towards future heroes. So make sure to subscribe. But what do you think? Are you happy that the Fantastic Four are joining the game? And are you looking forward to playing on the new maps? Let me know in the comments. For now, however, that was it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It always helps me out. I also want to thank my members. I could not make these videos without you guys. You also can become part of the family by joining as a member right here on YouTube. If you have a few minutes left, maybe check out one of my other videos. But above all, make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be back with a new video very soon. Till then, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye-bye.